At the end of 2023, I began working on a new hardtail mountain bike frame. This was the second mountain bike that I designed and built, and was the replacement to the first mountain bike I built a few years earlier. After all the parts were swapped over to the new bike, I was left with an unused frame. In this video, I'll go over why this frame got replaced, some of the frame's design features, and how it's been rebuilt into my new around town ATB. When I designed my first hardtail mountain bike, I wanted to try a more progressive geometry, specifically a long, slack front end. Then about halfway through the project, I got a great deal on a longer travel fork, which slackened the angles and lengthened the front center even more. I figured I'd never ridden a bike this slack before, and decided to give it a try. While it was a fun bike, especially going down, it wasn't the best geometry for me and most of the trails I ride. I liked the long front end, but there was a bit too much wheel flop, particularly when climbing at low speed. After a couple seasons riding that bike, I decided to make a new frame to replace it. This new frame would be specifically built around the longer travel fork. At that same time, I decided to start a YouTube channel to document my new mountain bike frame build. Last fall, I finished that frame and built up my new hardtail trail bike. There's a playlist on my channel called Building a Bike Frame in My Garage, showing that entire process from beginning to end. There's also a compilation video called Building a DIY Bike Frame. Check them out if you haven't already. But all that left the old frame not being used. I put a lot of time and effort into this frame, and I want it to get ridden. It's too long, slack, and heavy to put drop bars on and make into a gravel bike, and I don't need another mountain bike, so I figured an around town ATB would be the best use for this frame. Something to run errands on, to ride to the bar, something that can handle hopping curbs and riding through neighborhood cuts and alleys. This was my first time cold bluing a frame, which has kind of a beat up, weathered look to it that shouldn't attract too much attention when locked up around town. Everyone should have a simple, comfy bike to grab for quick trips around the neighborhood. A bike you don't have to worry about leaving locked up for short periods of time. Prior to this, my Surly 1x1 had been my beater errand bike, but I ended up adding drop bars and gears to it and making it into a gravel bike. This was frame number 5 for me, and while I used some frame parts and techniques that I'd used on previous frames, there were a lot of firsts on this project. This was the first frame project where I used the new bottom bracket shell, head tube, and dummy axle holders. I also added a beefier bottom bracket beam on the jig during this project. This was also my first time putting a dropper cable port in the seat tube. I made the reinforcement from scratch, which was more work than it's worth, but I think it turned out pretty nice. And this was the first frame to get a laser cut head badge. I made a copper head badge from scratch for frame number 1, but just prior to this project, I had a bunch of badges laser cut. This was my second time using a Kunga bike's chainstay yoke and rocker dropouts from Paragon Machine Works. It was also my second time using the homemade miter finisher. Building frames is a long series of small steps, and there are a lot of different ways to get from A to B. With every frame, I feel like I get a little closer to a preferred build process. I've done seat stay yokes differently on pretty much every frame. This way was a bit of extra work, but in the end, I think it was one of the better looking seat stay designs I've done so far. While the geometry wasn't exactly what I was looking for in a mountain bike, the frame turned out pretty nice, and it had the potential to be a cool bike in some other form. so I started playing around with different fork and handlebar combinations in BikeCAD. The new geometry is much closer to where the design started before I got the longer fork. The front is a lot less slack, and the seat tube angle is more reasonable. Being a tall rider, I don't mind a slack seat tube, but with a long fork, it was just too slack, even for me. I tried the corner bars on it for a few weeks, and of all the bikes I've tried these bars on, they felt the best on this one. But eventually, I decided this frame is just a bit too long and low for these bars. I am toying with the idea of designing a frame around the Surly corner bar someday, but we'll see. And this is what I settled on. A 29er ATB basket bike. I'm using a 27.5 Surly ECR fork, some Ritchie Coyote bars, and 2.1 Maxxis Crossmark tires. It's got a Soma Lucas 3 front rack with a walled basket and Surly petite porterhouse bag on top. With its relatively long and slack front end, it's a much more modern ATB compared to an old 90s mountain biking version. But that makes it a bit more fun on dirt cuts and local bandit trails. I would have no problem taking this out on easy single track. But it's also super comfortable for riding around town, whether that's running errands or heading down to the river for a bonfire. Last weekend I rode it across town to an annual ice race, and it rode great both on the ice and on the pavement. The one downside to the geometry is the high trail number, which makes riding no-handed with a loaded rack pretty challenging. I might look into some different fork options to try and fix that. Since these photos were taken last fall, I've removed the derailleur and converted it to single speed to make it even simpler and lower maintenance. I put a lot of time and effort into building this frame, and part of me thinks I should be using it for something other than just an around town beater bike, but that's actually a lot of my riding, so it'll get more miles in this setup than if it was still my mountain bike. That said, I'm always looking for a new project, so someday I might put a short travel fork on it and use it as a more dirt-worthy single-speed ATB. But for now, I need an around-town bike, and this will work great. Be sure and hit the like and subscribe button so you'll see the next video when it's published. If you're enjoying my channel, consider supporting me with a super thanks. And if you haven't already, go check out the rest of my channel. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.